Hello, Liz. It's me. Can you come round straight away? Yeah, get a taxi. No, I need to talk to you. Something terrible's happened.
What's the matter? You look as if you haven't slept.
I haven't. Couldn't. Stayed up all night.
Have you and John had a row?
Worse than that.
You're not leaving him, are you?
He lied to me. He's never said a word that was true.
What do you mean?
He's got a wife, Liz.
He's got an ex-wife, but you knew that.
No. He's got a wife and children. He lives with them in Oak Hill.
He lives with them?
Yeah.
But how can he live with you?
No. He pretends to. I found the truth out last night. I can't think straight.
Deirdre, I don't understand. What exactly has happened?
Nothing much. I did what you said. I took the champagne round to the airport, but he wasn't there. His assistant was just closing the shop up. She gave me his address so I could go round and wish him Happy New Year.
So you went to his house?
Yeah.
Did you speak to him?
I tried to.
And what did he say?
Nothing. He just looked right through me, as if I wasn't there.
Why'd you do that?
Because his wife was standing beside him. And there were children's toys in the hall. I can't believe what I've done.
You fell for a con man, that's all.
No, it's not. There's more.
What?
I dragged Ken into it. I asked him to keep quiet. I made him lie for me.
Yeah, well, he could have refused.
Ow. I put pressure on him, emotional blackmail. I just didn't want to look like a fool.
Better to look like a fool than have all this happen. And Ken should have told you that.
He did. I just didn't want to listen. I made him lie. And I lied to people too. Even you, my best friend. I'm sorry.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
It does. I've done a terrible thing.
Wasn't any of it true?
I loved him. That much was true.
But was he never a pilot? Never at all?
I don't know if he's ever set foot on an aeroplane. Oh, God, I've been such a fool.
What did he say when you found out where he really worked? You know, how did he explain it?
He said he did it to impress me. He said I was someone really special and I deserved someone really special. Did it to make me happy.
I can't believe all the lies he's told.
It was all a fantasy. And I believed it because I wanted to. Because I was lonely. I just didn't think anybody worthwhile would look at me twice.
Oh, Deirdre.
Nobody needed me. Nobody cared. And I just didn't want to be on my own. And he promised me he wouldn't lie to me again. He swore he'd tell the truth, even if it hurts. Oh, you should have heard him, Liz. You should have heard him.
I can imagine.
What am I going to do?
Don't do anything right now. Just be glad it's all over. Drink this, make you feel better.
I'll never feel better.
You will. You'll get over this, and you've got lots of friends to help you.
That's him.
No, it isn't.
It is, Liz. I don't want to see him. I don't want him near me.
All right, all right.
Deirdre, darling, you there? Deirdre, I love you. I can explain. I know how it must look.
Keep away.
Don't be scared of me. I'd never do anything to hurt you.
Oh.
I wouldn't. Everything I did for the best.
Oh, please. Just say your piece and go.
I think you should leave right now. You can see the state she's in.
Let me try and tell you what happened.
I know what happened. I know every word, every detail. I'll never forget it. What I don't know is why. Why you told me all those lies.
It's because I love you. I always have.
Oh, get out. Get back to that other poor woman. What have you told her?
The truth.
What? The airline pilot truth? The divorced wife truth?
The truth of how I feel about you.
You led me on for months.
Please, Liz. Well, there's things I need to say. Could you just give us a minute?
Oh, is that all it'll take?
No.
Is a minute of your time all I'm worth?
Far from it.
I'll be in the kitchen. Shout if you need me.
Thank you. No matter what you may think of me now, I love you, and I always will.
Do you?
When I told you I was no longer married, I was telling you the truth. She's not my wife anymore. It's years since she was.
You said you were divorced.
If it wasn't for the children, I would be. I've seen solicitors umpteen times. I've even served papers, but in the end I've backed out.
Have you? Why?
There's things I don't like to say.
Oh, like what?
Things about Linda, the way she is.
And what way is that?
Oh, she's fine in public. She's quite normal.
Oh, so are you?
Yeah, well, I've had to be. I learnt to mask things a long time ago.
What do you mean?
I'm scared of her. I'm scared of what she'll do.
What? You mean she might hit you?
No. Of what she'll do to the children.
The children?
If she doesn't get what she wants, she goes berserk. She takes everything out on them.
I don't believe you, John.
It's true. Last Christmas, I stayed away from her. Called her bluff. But it was hell. I was worried sick. Then this Christmas, she threatened to kill them. She said she'd take them somewhere in the car and stick a hosepipe on the exhaust. Well, I had to go back. There's nothing else I could do. She meant it.
Did she? So, you're married to a mad woman?
I never wanted you to find out. I didn't want you to meet her.
Oh, that much is easy to believe.
You don't know how hard it's been. You're the one I love, but I can't ignore my children.
You said you didn't have any.
Well, if you had met them, Linda would have gone crazy. She's petrified I'll take them away from her. That's why I told her I'm still on my own, living in some seedy flat.
To reassure her that you couldn't give them a home?
Yeah, that's exactly why I said it. Well, there's no telling what might have happened if I hadn't.
Oh, John.
Believe me, Deirdre, it's the truth. I can't take it anymore. I'm not staying with her. I'll start divorce proceedings again. This time I won't back down, and I'll sue for joint custody. That way I'll protect the children.
So you're really going to leave?
I've tried it every other way. I've lived a lie. I've split myself in two. It just doesn't work.
Maybe you could make it up with her.
No. I don't want to. She's nothing to me.
And I'm everything.
Yes.
You didn't see Linda at all last Christmas?
No.
You stayed away?
Yep.
I didn't know you then, John.
No.
So who did you stay with?
What?
You can't help yourself, can you?
I don't know what you mean.
One lie after another. All you do is open your mouth.
Deirdre.
Who were you lying to, John? Who were you making a fool of 12 months ago?
Nobody. That's not the way things are.
It is. You're a liar through and through.
I am not. I have tried to be honest with you.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope you got all the thrills you expected. I hope I didn't disappoint.
Deirdre.
Maybe you're insane. Maybe you're a maniac. I never want to set eyes on you again. Get out. Get out! Did you hear?
Some of it.
He won't be back.
There you go.
Thanks.
You feeling any better?
No.
You had a lucky escape.
Well, I don't see it like that.
You will in time.
Yesterday, I was on top of the world.
You thought you were. You can't let a liar ruin your life.
He was going to marry me on the 29th of January. He booked the register office. I'd bought an outfit.
What sort of a man is it who'd do that to you?
I wish I knew. I just don't understand.
You're well rid of him.
Loved him.
It's not worth crying over. He could have been up to all sorts while he were living with you and you wouldn't have known.
What do you mean?
He's a liar and a cheat, Deirdre. That much is obvious. But what if...
What if there's more to come?
No, I didn't mean that.
Yes, you did. And you're right. Oh, Liz, I'm scared. I've met her before.
Who?
His wife. She came in Sunliners a couple of months ago and booked a holiday.
You must have a good memory.
No, I haven't. What's so stupid is that there were so many clues, and I just ignored them. All.
Could you eat something?
She told me her name. Linda Lindsay. And I asked for her husband's name for the booking, you know. The penny never dropped.
Oh, Deirdre.
I just thought it was a coincidence. I even told him about it afterwards. This bizarre coincidence. Another John Lindsay married to a woman called Linda. And he laughed. It was the day we told everyone we got engaged.
That must have been before you found out you were lying about being a pilot.
No.
Could you eat some toast?
And I remember her saying they were going to pay for the holiday with her husband's bonus. And that must have been around the same time as I was giving him my £5,000 as a deposit on this place.
You're joking.
She had the kids with her. Told her how nice they looked. How could I be so blind? How could I be so stupid?
So what you say? That he kept your money and spent it on her?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what to think.
Go and see him. Say you want some proper answers.
What's the point?
Tell him you want your £5,000 back.
He won't even admit he's lying. He'll just come out with the same old rubbish all over again. Same lies, more lies.
Yeah. Well, like I say, think yourself lucky you got out now before you got in any deeper.
Oh, how much deeper can you get? £5,000 worth. That was the most money I ever had. All my security. Gone.
Gone into this place. Which is why you ought to sit tight.
She'll have to, shan't I? I've got nowhere else to go.
You sure you'll be okay? Just for a couple of hours?
Yeah, of course.
Because it's my last chance to get some shopping in, you know, we're starting this new job.
I'd rather you didn't tell anybody if you see anyone.
No, okay.
I feel such a fool. So ridiculous.
Hey, come on.
It's true, isn't it? Pride comes before a fall.
Well, I don't see how that applies to you.
They'll all be sniggering into the gin and tonics down the Rovers. I know Ken will. Well, I told her.
No, he won't. And if any of them are, they're childish. And you're being childish for even thinking of it.
Oh, childish. By God, I've been that, haven't I? I really fell for it, didn't I? Hook, line and sinker.
He wants locking up the swine.
Sorry.
No, you're upset. You're angry. And yeah, there were times when I was jealous. But that's because I was just as fooled by the pig as you were, if that's any consolation. And don't worry about me telling anybody, because I shan't.
Will you come back later?
Of course.
He must have lied to his wife, mustn't he?
Of course he lied to his wife. He were having an affair.
I mean, where did she think he was when he was with me on Christmas Day?
If you feel bad, chances are she feel... Well, I won't say worse. I won't be long.
Can I talk to you? Look, I know I must be the last person you want to see right now, but there are things you should know.
Are there really?
Is he in?
No, he isn't.
Well, can I come in?
I don't think so.
Look, I know you must hate me, but really you shouldn't. He's been having me on just as much as he's been having you on.
Has he?
Please, believe me. If I'd thought for a second he was married, I wouldn't have gone anywhere near him. He told me he was divorced.
Did he?
Where is he?
It doesn't matter where he is.
I am so sorry you had to find it all out like this. I know what you must be going through, believe me.
He said you were clever.
Oh, so at least he's admitting he knows me now, then.
Yeah, well, you're not that clever. I'd go away if I were you, before I call the police. I'm not scared of you.
There's no reason why you should be.
Right. Well, go away then. Just leave us alone.
Hang on a minute. What's he told you? What's he said?
Enough. That you've been following him around for months. That you won't leave him alone.
We've been living together. We've been sleeping together. Doesn't that bother you? Don't you mind? We were going to get married at the end of the month.
Oh, yes, that's right. He's already told me what you've been going around saying.
It's fixed. It's booked. You can check.
I'm closing this door now.
Would you like to know what he's told me about you? He said you were suicidal. He said the only reason he still bothered with you was because he was scared of what you might do to the children.
No.
He said you'd threatened to take them somewhere in the car and fix a hose to the exhaust.
He's right. You are mad. You're sick.
It's what he told me. And I believed him. Just like you're believing all these lies about me.
Right, well, what have you come round here for? If he's what you say he is, you ought to be grateful you're well out of it.
Because you should know what he's like.
He's my husband. I do know what he's like. I have lived with him for 7 years. I have given birth to his children. So, when some mad woman turns up on my doorstep, ranting and raving, do you honestly think I'm going to believe her rather than him?
I'm not mad. It's all true.
I'm going inside now, and I am going to shut this door, okay?
He told me the same thing. He said you were off your head. He's been lying to me, just like he's been lying to you.
You need treatment.
No, we bought a house together. You can check, I can prove it to you.
As if.
Ask him where he was on Christmas Day, when he wasn't with you. Ask him. Ask him!
She's gone.
At last.
You're right. She's frightening. I almost believed her.
What a mess.
She's so ordinary, so normal. I don't know why you won't let me call the police.
What can they do? She's not done anything illegal. She's just going around making up weird stories about me and her.
Harassment, stalking, I don't know. Slander. It can't be legal, surely, hunting someone like this.
Anyway, I mean, what if they believe her instead of me? You've seen how plausible she is.
Do you know what she said? She said that you told her that I'd threatened to kill the children.
Oh, sweetheart.
I'm frightened. What if that was some sort of threat? What if she's going to do something to the children?
I came away wondering if I was going mad.
It gets worse, doesn't it?
I must have looked mad, screaming through the letterbox, but I just couldn't help it. I couldn't believe that she wouldn't accept a single word I was saying.
Why don't you phone the police?
And say what? I've set up home with a man who's already married and God knows what else. They can hardly arrest him for that, can't they?
It's the God knows what else I'm thinking about.
What he's done is appalling and wicked and unbelievable. But he hasn't actually done anything illegal, has he?
Not that we know of.
Well, he hasn't, has he?
He was going to marry you in a couple of weeks. That'd have been illegal.
True. Except I know him, you see. He would have found a really interesting reason why we couldn't have gone through with it right at the last minute. And you know something? I'd have believed him. I'd have believed every word. I'm going to cut my losses. I've decided I'm going to try and get me 5,000 quid back off his credit card.
Can you do that?
Well, I know the PIN number. I shall just withdraw as much as they'll let me take out in one go, and I'll just keep going back until I've got it all, or until they stop me.
Clever. Well, sneaky.
Or I'll get as much as I can on his credit.
What's his credit limit?
Well, I haven't a clue. I haven't seen his statements. But it's a gold card. The credit limit won't be peanuts.
True.
And then I'll just find myself a nice little flat somewhere.
What about this place?
He's paying the mortgage. He can have it. I don't want it.
Hey, I'm going to be late.
Listen, thanks for stopping over again.
No trouble. Do you want me to come back tonight?
No, I'll give you a ring if I feel weepy again or angry.
Right, well, you don't bottle it up. You're going to wish me luck.
Oh, working with that lot, it'll be a riot. You'll love it.
Have you ever wondered how he managed to get a gold card in the first place?
It has crossed my mind 2,000 or 3,000 times.
I mean, if all he's ever done is sell ties at the airport, how the heck has he managed to get his hands on a gold card?
I dread to think. Anyway, that's his problem. Hello? Oh, hi, Liz. How are you going on? I'll be with you in a second. Oh, dear. Well, bide your time. Me? Yeah, I went to the bank. I can take out 500 a day. So it should take me about 10 days to get it all back. And chances are he wants to check his statements between now and then, so I'm laughing. Well, figuratively speaking anyway. In between shouting and screaming. Yeah. Anyway, love, I'll have to go because I have a customer waiting and Dorothy's on a dinner break. So I'll see you later, all right? Yeah. Thanks for ringing, love. Bye. Sorry to keep you waiting. Can I... I thought I made it abundantly plain I never want to set eyes on you again.
But, Linda said you came to call yesterday to see me.
No. I came to see her.
Really? Why?
You've really got her brainwashed, haven't you?
What did she say?
Never mind what she said.
Oh, I can guess what she said. She likes to project her own illness onto other people.
Oh.
She does. It's part of what's wrong with her. I bet she tried to make out that you were the one that was off your trolley, didn't she? She does that. I'm right, aren't I?
I'll be leaving that house in a few days. As soon as I get myself sorted out and find somewhere else. So it's yours, okay? You have it. You do what you want with it.
Deirdre, that is exactly what she wants.
Save your breath.
She wants to wreck any chance of happiness I might have.
Well, good for her.
Don't do this to me. I love you.
I don't care.
You do. You love me.
No. Nobody could live through what I've lived through these past few days and feel anything for you except horror. I hate you. I think you're mad and cruel and dangerous. I feel sorry for your wife. Poor cow. Doesn't even know what you're doing to her.
This is a nightmare.
I want you to leave. Right now.
Well, I could give you so much. We were so happy.
I wish I'd never clapped eyes on you in your daft little fancy-dressed pilot's costume.
Whatever you may want to think of me now, please believe I do love you. You made my life worthwhile at a time when I have almost nothing to live for. Apart from my kids. And they hardly seem to know who I am anymore.
Get lost.
Yes. Let me get you a drink. I was hoping I'd see you. What can I get you?
Glass of red wine, all right?
Yeah, sure. Alec, when you got a minute? I saw Deirdre this morning. She was very upset. She told me the wedding was off. But you knew, I take it.
I did, yeah.
Well, she didn't say like so. What's it all about?
Ken, I'm sorry, don't ask me.
Look, I'm not being nosy, for God's sake. I just want to help. You know I care about her.
Yeah, I know you do.
Well, so what happened? Did Lindsay dump her?
Ken, I promised her. Anything she wants you to know, she'll tell you herself. You'll have to get it from her. Oh, sorry.
Hello, Liz.
Hiya. Listen, I'm going to have to make this quicker. I'll be late for work. Ken, we're in the Rovers this dinner, wanting to know what's going on.
Oh, God. He was in here this morning. I told him the wedding was off. I had to, but I didn't tell him why.
Well, that's what he were asking me.
You didn't tell him, did you?
No, I said he'd have to ask you.
And he will. Seems to think it's his mission in life to keep a sharp eye on my affairs.
Oh, come on. At least he cares about you. It's not just being nosy.
That makes it worse. He warned me about John. Oh, God. He'll remind me about that, won't he, just?
Deirdre, you can't put this off much longer. People are going to have to be told the wedding's off.
But do they have to know why? And that's what I can't face. The thought of people knowing what a fool I've been over and over.
So lie then. Just say you went off him. You chucked it. I mean, John's not going to come knocking on doors putting the record straight, is he? It's up to you, but that's what I'd do.
Go to bed, Liz. It's pretty late.
I'm okay.
You've got work in the morning.
So have you.
Oh, I can do it standing on my head.
Don't try it. You never know what might happen.
Thanks for stopping with me.
I'm happy to. I just wish there was something I could do.
That's what Ken kept saying.
Do you think you should have told him the truth?
If I tell him, I've got to tell everybody, and I'm not going to.
It'll all come out sooner or later. These things always do.
Yeah, well, I won't care by then.
You will.
Not if I'm far enough away.
Away? Where? Are you thinking of going on holiday?
No, I'm thinking of asking Sunliners for a transfer. Well, Ken was kind and polite, and he nearly drove me mad. What will the rest of them be like?
The rest of who?
Oh, the gossips, the neighbours, the busybodies who drop in the shop. They'll all want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
You don't want to let people like that upset you. They're not worth it.
I know they're not. I don't need them. And I don't want the aggravation. I'm going to get as far away from Weatherfield as I possibly can.
Just want to ask you one question.
What?
And don't think that Liz hasn't tried to warn me off. She has. Made it perfectly clear about not breaking your confidence.
I don't need reassuring about Liz.
No, I just wonder why you're so mistrustful of me.
Is that your question?
Look, Deirdre, I know something really bad has happened to you, and the fact you won't talk about it makes me all the more concerned about what you might do.
Look, Ken,
let
you've
me just say, is John threatening you in some way? Is that why you're so scared to speak out?
No. It's just a bit messy, sorting out the details. Money.
How?
Because I stupidly gave him £5,000 out of my own savings for a deposit on that house.
What?
But I'm getting it back. In fact, I've practically got it. Well, £4,000 of it. I'm drawing out £500 a day on our joint credit card account. By Wednesday, I'll have the rest, and then I'm quits. I'll be shot of him.
So what, then you'll move back to Weatherfield?
Yeah, somewhere.
So, how can I help you?
It's about my credit card account. Here.
Yes?
Well, actually, I've been working out in Singapore these last couple of months, so I was somewhat disturbed to discover these strange debits here.
Strange.
Well, because I've not been using my card since I left the country.
I see.
And nor has it been lost or stolen. It's been exactly where I left it, at home, perfectly safe. So, I mean, apart from the direct debits going out...
And since when is this? That you've been away?
Well, since the 19th of November last. I mean, I only came back to attend a family funeral.
Right.
So I'd like to know what the hell's been going on, please.
Of course.
And some prompt action to sort it all out.
So, you say you haven't personally used your card since...
Well, this item here. Now, all those others are a complete mystery to me.
And you presumably checked with your second card holder
Excuse me?
that she hasn't made these debits?
I don't know what you mean. I don't have a second card holder.
Mrs. Deirdre Rashid.
Who?
Second card issued on the 21st of November 1997. Application form signed by yourself, Ian Jenkins.
Oh, not Ken again.
I'll go and I'll say it out.
Well, see.
Hi. Hiya. It's Alma.
Oh, right.
Hello, Deirdre. I was just passing and,
Sit down, Alma. Have a glass of wine with us.
OK. Oh, now, I was just saying to Liz that I thought you might be glad of a bit of company. Didn't know you'd already got some.
Red or white?
Oh, whatever white, please.
Fine.
Only Emily told me today about you and John splitting up.
Well, news travels, doesn't it?
So it's true, is it?
It's all a bit raw just now, Alma.
Well, it must be when you were so close to getting married.
So, that's it for the buffet, I'm afraid.
Oh, God, I'm not just sorry about that.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll pay you for your time.
Oh, no, I wouldn't dream, but I just can't help wondering how a lovely couple like you and John can just suddenly come unstuck like that.
Well, way of this lovely world.
Is that the time? We've got those cinema tickets booked for past.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, Alma.
It's my fault. I forgot to remind her.
Oh, no, right. Well, look, I'll give you a lift in then, shall I?
Well, I think we can go home now if you want.
Now, we might as well have a pizza out since we are.
I was going to do as a stir fry.
I thought Alma might have wondered why we got all that chopped veg ready.
Oh, well, at least I distracted her.
Oh, might as well get me next 500 quid out, use this cash point. I didn't have chance earlier. Ah, you did brilliant today, Liz. But you can see what I'm running from, can't you? What?
What's the matter?
It's gobbled me card up.
Sit down, Mrs. Rashid.
Thanks. What it is, I have a credit card with you that I tried to use last night, and your cash machine wouldn't give it back.
I'm afraid that's because we told it not to.
Right.
Acting on the instructions of the principal card holder.
Him? Yes, well,
That doesn't surprise you?
I have had my fill of surprises from the principal card holder.
So you do know him?
Know him? Oh, yes.
It's just that Mr. Jenkins didn't seem to know you. Claims he's no idea how you come to have been issued with the card in the first place.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Jenkins.
Oh, so that's what he's calling himself now.
I got the impression that was his real name.
Well, it isn't. His real name's Lindsay. John Lindsay.
If you say so. Though he's had an account with us for years, and always under the name Ian Jenkins.
Lindsay. And I'll tell you something else about him that you might already know, but I certainly didn't. He has a wife and 2 kids, and he runs a tie shop in Manchester Airport.
We do seem to have got different impressions. Our Mr. Jenkins is married, but I'm quite sure he doesn't work in a shop. In fact, he's an airline pilot. Sorry?
Yeah, he told me that one. I swallowed it as well, hook, line and sinker, until somebody I know actually saw him working in that shop.
We are talking about the same person, aren't we?
Oh, I'm sure we are.
Our Mr. Jenkins has been in Singapore for the last 3 months, and that's a fact because we've had communication with him out there. No? Could you describe this, Mr. Lindsay?
So we've been talking about 2 different people.
One in Didsbury, one in Thailand.
God, he must have thought I was round the twist. So, when I've been using that card, the bills have been going to someone else, this Mr.
Jenkins. They have, yes. As he found out when he looked at his statements.
Well, I didn't know that. I swear to God, I didn't.
You believed it was this John Lindsay who was picking up the bill?
Well, yes. I can't remember what he told me when he gave me the card, but I certainly got that impression.
Unfortunately, it wasn't true.
Well, no.
Every time you used that card, the bills were going to Ian Jenkins.
That's awful. I feel like I've been stealing from him. I'll have to pay the money back, will I? Oh, God, but there's other things as well. We were setting up a home. I've been buying furniture, all sorts.
So I see.
And just recently, I've been using the card to withdraw cash.
We've noticed that too. 7, 8 withdrawals of £500 each in little more than a week.
Yeah, because I thought it was John's money. Look, I'll pay the money back. I swear I will. Every penny. Just tell me how. Do you want to check or what?
Well, not just at the minute. What I'm still trying to understand... Did you know Ian Jenkins?
The man whose account it really was?
Yes.
No.
And what about your friend, John Lindsay? Might he have known him?
He never mentioned him. Not that I can remember.
But you say he works at the airport?
Selling ties, yeah.
I'm just looking for a connection. See, the form we received requesting a second card for you, that was one that we sent to Ian Jenkins' home address. So I'm just wondering how your friend Mr. Lindsay got his hands on it. Perhaps we'll find that out later. Mrs. Rashid, could you just bear with me for 10 minutes? I just have to consult a colleague of mine.
Yeah, sure.
Would you like a coffee or a tea?
No, thanks.
Shan't keep you long. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. This is Detective Sergeant Wyatt from Weatherfield CID.
Mrs. Rashid?
Hello?
I've asked the Detective Sergeant to join us since I think whoever's responsible, we are looking at a case of fraud.
I've said I didn't know it wasn't John's card.
I know, yes. I've told the Sergeant everything that you told me.
You're claiming the card was given to you by your boyfriend.
Fiancé, as he was then.
And what is he now?
Well, nothing. We've split up.
Okay. Well, before we go any further, Mrs. Rashid, I'd better formally caution you. You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so. What you do say may be given in evidence. However, if you choose to say nothing and later rely on answers that could have been given at this stage, comment may be made at your trial. All right? This interview is being recorded at Weatherfield Police Station. Time is 1 o'clock. Mrs. Rashid, is it correct you've declined to have a solicitor present at this stage?
Well, I don't see why I need one.
But one has been offered and you've declined?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to tell us how you came to be using a fraudulently obtained credit card?
Well, I didn't know that's what it was.
Okay, well, how did you come to have it?
It was given to me by the man who used to be my fiancé, John Lindsay. Which is why I assumed it was on his account. It never occurred to me it was on someone else's.
How did he get the card?
No idea.
It wasn't an ordinary card, was it? It was a gold card.
Yes.
So, what did he say when he gave it to you? Go out and spend, spend, spend? What?
Oh, something like that, yeah. I mean, we just bought a house, so we were doing quite a lot of spending.
Wealthy man, is he?
Not particularly.
Well then, if you were giving this gold card quite a hammering, how did you think he was going to manage the bills?
Ah, well, then I thought he was wealthy, you see, because he'd lied to me about his job, and he also hadn't bothered to mention about a wife and 2 children he was supporting.
Must have been a shock.
It was.
So you broke off the engagement?
Yeah. I'd like to have broken his neck as well.
When? Not his neck, the engagement. When did you break that off?
About 2 weeks ago.
But you didn't give him his gold card back. In fact, according to my information, you've been withdrawing cash at a rate of £500 a day for the last 8 days. And presumably you'd have kept on doing it if Mr. Jenkins, the real card holder, hadn't realised what was going on. So you're saying you'd have stopped withdrawing money once you got the £5,000 he owed you?
Yes.
And what would you have done with the card?
Oh, thrown it away, I don't know.
You wouldn't just have kept on using it?
No. Look, I've still got that money. You can have it back. Or the man whose account it really is, he can have it back. I wasn't trying to steal from anybody or cheat anybody. I was just trying to get back what was mine in the first place.
So, you thought John Lindsay was wealthy enough to treat you to a gold card?
Yes.
So why did you have to lend him £5,000?
Because he told me he was in the middle of a divorce and he couldn't get his hands on his own money till it was all settled.
OK. But then when you found out none of this was true, did you try asking him for the money back?
Yes.
And?
Well, he promised to repay me.
Then why did you have to use the credit card?
Because I didn't believe him. The man's a liar. If I've learnt nothing else, I've learnt that. When I first met him, he was pretending to be an airline pilot, and then he owned up to that and forgot to mention that he was married with 2 children. I was going to withdraw £5,000 and not a penny more.
Right. Well, it's good news and not so good. The good news is yes, he definitely does exist.
I think I told you that.
You did, yeah. The not so good is we can't find him. People at work haven't seen him all week. Then we went to his home. No sign of him there either.
What did his wife have to say?
I couldn't find her either. According to the neighbours, the whole family took off a couple of days ago, leaving you to carry the can. And when the credit card bills came in, you never saw Jenkins' name on them?
I never saw any bills. John paid them all. He only gave me the card at the end of November.
Did you not find it odd that he didn't have a card?
I thought he did. He had the first and I had the second. I hadn't even heard of this Ian Jenkins till today.
When did you find out he was married?
New Year's Eve. I've been trying to piece it all together ever since.
You never thought of phoning the police?
Well, I did as it happens, only I wasn't quite sure why I'd be doing it.
To report an intended bigamy. The way he'd been messing you around, most women would want him crucified.
The trouble was, he kept insisting he was divorced. And to be honest, I was just glad to get out. The thought of going to court and all that humiliation just put me off. Look, if I was running a scam, do you honestly think I'd go into the bank and ask them why my card had been swallowed? I'd assume you were on to me and run a mile.
Depends how clever you are.
Me? Clever? I've just been taken for the longest ride in history. I haven't been clever. I've been stupid.
Yeah, beyond belief.
Damn the girl.
What's happened now? Is my solicitor here yet?
No, not yet.
Well, have you found John?
OK, Tom. Right, we've searched your house, Mrs. Rashid, and we've been in touch with Mr. Jenkins again. He's been going through his affairs to see if anything else was wrong.
Well, I'd only the one credit card. He won't find anything else on me. What is it?
Your house.
That's his as well, is it?
Not quite, but he has been paying the mortgage.
What?
The monthly repayments have been coming out of his bank account.
But that's impossible. The mortgage is in John's name.
It's in Jenkins' name.
So, if Jenkins has been paying the mortgage, whose house is it?
Bit of a grey area. Still yours, probably, although he's stopped the payments. So unless you can go on with them, it'll be repossessed.
I can't fund a mortgage that size. Looks as if I'm going to be homeless as well.
That could be the least of your problems.
Why? What do you mean?
This case has turned out to be more serious than I first thought. Let's just say, the sooner your brief gets here, the better.
So, do you intend to charge Mrs. Rashid with any of this, Sergeant?
Not at the present time. We need to make further inquiries.
In that case, I want her releasing on unconditional bail.
Sure, as long as she doesn't go too far.
You'll need to give them your address.
Well, that's a good one. I'm not sure if I've still got one.
There's some doubt over the ownership of her house. We'd rather she didn't stay there.
I don't think I could face going back there anyway.
Is there someone you can stay with?
Well, there's Liz, but I know she's moving soon.
I'm afraid that won't do.
Well, I've got a daughter in London.
Too far. It's got to be fairly local. You've got to stay somewhere.
There's been a mistake, surely.
Oh, there must have been. I mean, Deirdre's never done a thing wrong in her whole life.
Well, she's got a good solicitor. That's the main thing.
Liz,
Are you okay?
I don't know.
It'll be all right now.
Thanks, Mike.
It was nothing.
She's been released pending further inquiries, but she needs an address.
Well, she's got an address.
There's alleged fraud on the house. She can't stay there.
What?
Well, she can stay with me.
They won't allow it. You're moving soon.
Well, we can put her up, can't we?
You can stay with me, Deirdre.
It's a bit rich, isn't it? After what I've done.
Not to me, it isn't. I'd be delighted to have you, whatever's happened. Stay as long as you like.
I'm doing here.
Just pack a few basics. You can come back for the rest.
When I left here this morning, this was my home. I've lost everything now.
Look, they'll find John. You'll get everything back.
I can't thank you enough for this, Ken. I don't deserve it. All the times you warned me. What was it you called him once? A fake.
We've all done stupid things.
Daft mistakes, yeah. I'll get the Nobel Prize for gullibility on this one.
He was a good con man.
Why me? What am I going to do?
It'll be okay.
I'll be the talk of the street. How could I have been so naive?
Look, we'll get you home. I'll fix you a drink and cook you a meal. We'll take it one step at a time. Okay?
Okay.
Mrs. Rashid, sorry to have kept you so long.
What's happening?
You'll be pleased to know we've concluded our initial inquiries.
Can I go now?
No. Not just yet.
But if you've sorted everything out...
We've sorted the charges out.
Charges?
Yes, Mrs. Rashid. In a few moments you'll be formally charged.
What with?
The following. 1 count of obtaining a credit card by deception. 1 count of procuring a mortgage by fraud. 8 counts of illicitly withdrawing £500 from the credit card account of Mr. Ian Jenkins. 2 specimen counts of obtaining goods and services on a fraudulently obtained credit card.
Of course, with the house in your name, you're the only beneficiary.
I've explained all that.
I know you have. To be honest, it's down to whether the jury will accept that someone can be taken in by John to the extent you claim you were.
You mean, will they believe I could be that stupid?
If you like.
Presumably, the prosecution will maintain that nobody could be that gullible.
That's it.
Right, I'll see you out.
Oh, dear, what can I get you?
A glass of red wine, please, Alec, and same for you, Ken.
Yes, fine.
And, thanks for the warm welcome.
Oh, it's the only kind you'll get from me.
Dry roasted peanuts, Alex.
And may I just say, Deirdre, how sorry I was to hear about that business with John.
Oh, yeah. Do you know, bit of a calm down, isn't it, after the champagne lifestyle you've been used to?
That's quite enough, Audrey.
Oh, Alec, it's hardly a secret what happened.
Yes, but there's no need to turn it into a public debate.
Oh.
One glass of red wine on me. And for you, Ken.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
So, where are you up to, love? Have you seen a solicitor yet?
Alex, right, it's a private matter.
Yes, Audrey, I have seen a solicitor. And yes, I'm in big trouble. That's what you wanted to know, isn't it?
Well, I'm on your side.
She must have known what was going on. That's what you really want to say, isn't it?
Well, now you mention it, Deirdre, I mean, there are quite a lot of folk around here, not just me, actually. We do find it a bit difficult to swallow that you didn't ask how we could afford all that. I mean, we're only a glorified salesman, for heaven's sake.
Just shut up, Audrey. She doesn't need this. Look, I'm sorry, Deirdre.
No, don't apologise. She's only saying what you're all thinking. Why don't you come to the court and watch me being crucified? You should really get a kick out of that.
So how's she coping?
Falling apart, and tonight was the last straw.
Oh, well, Audrey was bang out of order. I mean, everybody's on Deirdre's side. Nobody believes any of those charges against her, but we all know she's innocent.
Yeah, of course.
You don't sound too convinced.
Well, maybe I need convincing more than most.
So what are you saying, Ken?
Alma, I want to believe her, God knows, but... And I hate myself for even saying this, but part of me agrees with Audrey. I mean, I was there when she was talking to Frankie Stillman, and seeing it through the eyes of a lawyer, suddenly Deirdre's answers didn't add up. I found myself asking, how could she not have known? I mean, could you have got in as deeply as she did and not at least have suspected what he was up to? Could anyone?
And have you told her how you feel?
Oh, I've tried, but it's not easy. She says she'd have cracked up, but for me, still maintains she's innocent. How the hell am I going to tell her I don't believe her?
You don't mind me having lunch here?
Not a bit.
Only I don't want to intrude on your space too much.
No, it's fine.
There's nothing wrong, is there?
No. Well, actually, there was something I wanted to say.
I knew it.
No, it's not what you think.
Go on.
Well, it's just that on reflection, I find it very hard to believe that you never suspected anything. You know, I mean, the big house, the gold car. Did you never once think this is too good to be true?
Well, yeah, of course I thought it. I thought it loads of times. But I also thought, why shouldn't I have some good fortune for a change?
Well, because you knew he was a liar. Look, I know you, Deirdre. I can't believe you'd be that obtuse.
Oh, well, it makes a change from stupid.
Yeah, but think about it.
You're saying I'm guilty, aren't you?
No, it's not black and white like that. It's shades of grey, and I understand it. You love him and you wanted it to work out, so if something fishy happened, you turned a blind eye.
That did not happen.
But I mean, all those times he was away, did you ever wonder why?
Yes, of course I did, eventually. And then I took action and I found him out.
But all the same, he deceived you before.
You're just worried you'll be implicated.
No, that's not why I'm saying this.
Why?
Look, when I agreed to lie for you and John last October, I said I'd never do it again. Now, if I go into the witness box and swear on oath that I believe you never knew or suspected anything, that'd be another lie. And I'm sorry, but I can't do it.
Well, if you don't believe me, what hope is there?
Look, I'm not saying that you plotted anything.
I think colluded is the word you're looking for.
Not even that.
Well, it's what they'll call it if they hear what you just said.
But if anything, it'll strengthen your case.
How'd you make that out?
Well, no one's going to believe that you knew nothing. But if they thought that you had an inkling but you were scared of losing him, that's more credible.
You've not lost it, have you?
What?
Your knack for mental acrobatics. When number one's in danger, you have a marvellous way with the truth.
It's the truth I'm trying to get at. The police are wrong, but your version doesn't add up either. Oh, if only they'd find John, he's the culprit.
Yeah, but until they do, I'm number one in the frame. Now more than ever, thanks to you.
Oh, hi. What's going on?
I just had a headache.
How many of those have you taken?
None.
You telling me the truth?
Yeah. Here, you take them. You think I'm going to kill myself? Lock them away and then I won't be able to.
Is that what you were planning? Huh? To kill yourself?
It had crossed my mind.
And were you going to?
I just hate being me. I must be the biggest fool on the planet. And anybody who doesn't already know that is going to hear all about it next week.
They are going to hear that you are innocent.
They're going to hear I'm a fool.
What brought all this on, eh? Did you go and see the barrister? What did he say?
It just made me feel pathetic and stupid.
Well, then we'll sack him. We get another one.
Oh, not on purpose. Anyway, they'll all ask the same questions and I still won't have any answers.
Well, what questions?
Like, why? Why did I trust John like I was a 3-year-old kid? Why didn't I ever ask him how he managed to get the mortgage, or how he was managing to pay our credit card bills, or why he had to be away all the time? I mean, it's just that obvious. You look back and you think nobody could be as stupid as I've been.
No, they're not going to say that.
Oh, so what are they going to say? They're going to say I'm lying. Is that we don't believe that anybody could be that stupid, so she must be lying and she must be guilty.
No, come on. Come on. This isn't helping. And those won't either.
They are, though, aren't they? They're going to find me guilty. I wasn't sure before, but I am now.
No, you are wrong.
And I'm going to go to jail.
No!
And maybe that's for the best. Maybe that's where I should have been all along, for my own protection. After the stupid way I've behaved, I should be locked up for the rest of my life. And that's all she said.
Well, I think she thought you might like to see a friendly face.
I think this is almost as hard for her as it is for me. I mean, we've never been close friends, and now she's got me living with her. I think she'd just rather I wasn't here.
Whatever gave you that idea?
Oh, just paranoia.
Listen, lady, as long as you've friends like Mike and Alma, you'll get through this. And don't you forget it.
That's put me in my place.
No, but I think I better get back to my place, love. I'll come and see you again, though.
Thank you, Rita.
Hey, now, you keep your chin up.
I'll do my best.
All right, love, I'll see you soon. Ta-ra, love.
Ta-ra, love. You drop your scarf.
Hello, Deirdre. Deirdre, don't be scared of me.
How did you find me?
I knew you'd be somewhere around Coronation Street.
You followed me.
I have to talk to you.
No. No. You talk to the police, John. Right now.
Deirdre, please. Don't do that.
Don't touch me!
Okay. Look, I only came here to help you, not to hurt you.
Can you talk to the police, John? That's the only way you can help me, you liar!
Why'd you say that?
You know why. Because thanks to you, I've been arrested.
Arrested? What? Well, how do you mean? What for?
For your frauds, John! What do you flaming well think for?
Why would they arrest you?
Because you dropped me in it and disappeared, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't. Deirdre, please believe me. If I'd had any idea this could... Look, you've got to let me explain. I'm begging you. I promise you, I never for 1 minute thought the blame could fall on you.
Oh, no? Then how come you so conveniently left me to carry the can for you?
I didn't, I promise you. I took us off to Ireland to try and calm Linda down. She was threatening to make trouble at your work.
Oh, really?
She was.
You fraud! You've lied to me about your whole life. Every single thing.
Because I had to. Just to have a life.
What?
You just can't believe it, can you, what dealing with Linda's been like? Even in Ireland she wasn't happy, and then she takes it out on the kids.
John! We are talking about a crime that you knowingly committed.
It's not like that. All I've done is to try and make a life with you.
A life?
Because I love you.
All you've done is made me live in a fantasy world based on lies and deceit.
Not while it lasted. At least we tasted it, didn't we? Please, darling, everything I've done, I just wanted to make you happy with me.
Well, you've just taken away everything I ever had. You've ruined my entire world.
Oh, don't say that.
You have. Even the trust of me family and friends. And you knew all the time. The credit card, putting the house in my name.
Please don't think that. It's not true.
And now I've got a prison sentence hanging over me.
It won't come to that. I won't let it.
Oh, why? What are you going to do, John? You're going to turn yourself in? You're going to tell the police how it was all down to you?
No. I'm going to save us both. So we can live our life together far from Linda and lies. Our real life. Just you and me.
What?
Let's go. Now. Let's leave the country. We'll drive down to Gatwick tonight. First plane out to Caracas. Start of our new life. Come on, darling. Say you're with me.
Well, I
just want it. And it's ours.
But I haven't got my passport.
Oh, don't worry about that.
But how?
Look, I'll make sure you have one. Trust me. Just say you'll come with me.
You better get me case for me.
You're sure?
Second door, case is under the bed. Just empty the dresser drawers in. I'll get my stuff out the bathroom.
Well, what about your other clothes?
New life, new clothes.
You won't regret this. I promise you.
Please. Oh, hello. My name's Deirdre Rashid. I'm at number 4, Montreal House, Weatherfield Keys. Could you send someone urgently, please?
Can't seem to open your case. Who are you phoning?
Ringing my mum, but she didn't answer.
And you were going to tell her what?
I just wanted to tell her that I love her.
Darling, we are not disappearing off the face of the earth. You'll be able to phone whoever you want and have visits.
Yeah.
So, can we get a move on then now?
Yeah, I'll sort my case.
You're set?
I think I should leave a note for Mike and Alma in case they panic.
What do you mean?
Well, in case they ring the police.
I thought you said they were away till Sunday.
Hmm?
So what does it matter?
Oh.
Come on, let's just get going, shall we?
No, wait. Just give me another 5 minutes. Pour me another drink, will you?
Oh, Deirdre.
Please, John. This is a huge thing I'm about to do. I just need a bit of Dutch courage.
Well, this time tomorrow, when we're sitting on the balcony of our hotel room sipping champagne, you won't have a care in the world.
Cheers.
My poor darling. I have given you a hellish time, haven't I? Which I never, ever meant to do. Yeah. Have another.
Don't you mind?
Well, I know you've made your decision now, don't I? So, let's drink to the end of John and Deirdre, shall we?
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
No, I don't.
Don't lie, darling. You've no intention of running off with me. You're just stalling.
Why are you saying that?
Because You are sitting there waiting for the police to come.
What?
Deirdre, it is a simple matter just to press a redial button. Although, I must say, it's not a very impressive response time, is it?
John, don't. Please don't.
Don't what? I'm just enjoying our last drink together. Oh, go on then, let him in.
Come in. That's him. That's the man you want to question. John Lindsay.
Good evening. Sir?
We could just arrest him.
Madam, please, if we could just... look, I think we'd better leave straight away, and I'll tell you everything at the station.
Oh, don't act it, John. He's going to tell you a load of lies. I know he is.
Deirdre, please calm down. You're not helping yourself. Sorry about this.
Well, if you're happy to come along with us, sir.
That's no problem.
You won't get away with it this time, you cheat.
Shall we go?
You leave it with us now, madam.
You are going to charge him, aren't you? Because it's all his doing, I promise you.
We'll be in touch.
And?
What they will say is your trial's going to be put back.
Put back? I thought that'd be the end of the matter now they've got John in custody.
Well, it doesn't quite work like that, Deirdre.
Well, how does it work then?
Well, they have to question John.
Yeah, and then they drop the charges against me.
Well, so far, they've only got your side of the story.
So, I'm still guilty until we can get John to prove me innocent.
Look, there's nothing we can do at the moment, but I will keep you posted, OK?
Come on, Deirdre.
Mrs. Rashid's made some very serious allegations against you.
I see.
You don't seem very surprised.
Well, to be quite honest, I was expecting this.
You do realise that serious acts of fraud have been committed, and they carry possible jail sentences. Do you deny these allegations?
I've been a complete fool. I've allowed myself to get caught up in something out of my control.
What exactly are you saying, Mr. Lindsay?
Look, I don't want to get Deirdre, Mrs. Rashid, into trouble.
I think it's a bit late for that. Mrs. Rashid is already heavily implicated.
Well, it's really hard to know where to start.
This is a copy of Ian Jenkins' mortgage application form. Do you recognise the writing, Mr. Lindsay?
Yes, I do. It's my writing.
And the signature? Ian Jenkins's?
I forged Ian's signature, yes.
Why?
I told Deirdre her scheme would never work. But she pleaded with me. As I said, she's a hard woman to say no to. Well, she was determined to have that house. And, you see, it had to be a man. It had to be me that went to meet the bank manager posing as Ian Jenkins.
And the gold card? Did she force you to get that for her as well?
A gold card?
Deirdre Rashid had a gold credit card, which she's been using a lot recently.
I thought that was hers. Well, it was hers. I'm sure it had her name on it.
It did, but it was a supplementary card on Ian Jenkins's account.
Oh, no. Well, she furnished the entire house with that card.
Didn't you think it strange that the manageress of a travel agency had access to funds like that?
I just assumed her late husband. She gave me the impression he was fairly wealthy. He left her some money. I didn't like to ask any further.
Have you any idea how she applied for the card in the first place?
Well, I can only assume that she forged Ian's signature. Well, she had access to his personal things. I can't believe she's done this to me behind my back after everything I've done for her.
So what is it we signed so we can all go home?
That's not possible at the moment.
Well, it's all over now, surely. They've caught Lindsay, he's coughed presumably, so what else is there to do?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
But, well, surely they're going to drop all charges now.
I'm afraid not.
Why? What's he saying? He didn't do it?
He's saying yes, he did obtain a mortgage by deception.
But
that you put him up to it. And he knows nothing about a credit card and certainly nothing about the fraud you committed with it.
So what is John saying?
He's saying that you manipulated him into taking out a mortgage to support your dreams of a luxury lifestyle.
What happened to free choice? He didn't have to do it, did he? I mean, what's Deirdre supposed to have done? Held a gun to his head?
It claims he did it to prevent you committing suicide. And when that hold was weakening, you threatened harm to his wife and children. I'm afraid the police see him as a credible witness.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Barlow. I've read your statement, and I wonder if I could just ask you a few questions. Clarification, you know.
Sure, far away.
How long have you known Mrs. Rashid?
Oh, years, way back.
In what capacity? Friend, neighbour?
Well, both.
Friend? Close friend?
Yes, I'm a former husband.
You were married to Mrs. Rashid?
Yeah.
And how would you describe her? I mean, what kind of woman is she?
Honest, with the utmost integrity.
Easily led?
Oh, far from it. No, she's responsible and mature. Really, Mrs. Rashid is the sort of person you trust with your life.
It was you who observed Mr. Lindsay at his place of work?
Yes.
And you who informed Mrs. Rashid?
Well, not straight away.
Why not?
Well, I didn't want to...
Hurt her?
Yes.
And how did she respond?
She was shocked.
So shocked that, according to Mr. Lindsay, she asked you to keep this information to yourself and join them both in this little deception? Pardon?
Yes. Yeah.
Cup of tea, Mr. Barlow?
OK, Graham, I'll phone you later. Bye. Hello, love.
Where's Deirdre?
She's having a lie down. Why, what's up?
I've just seen Ken in the Rovers.
Oh, bad luck.
No, this is serious. The police interviewed him. Now the prosecution want him as a witness against Deirdre.
What? Well, what the hell did he tell the police?
Well, it was something to do about that time when he covered up for her when he found out that John wasn't a real pilot.
He told him that? Well, doesn't he realise what he's done?
Yes, but he's in a terrible state.
Well, I should hope so. He's not only handed the prosecution a loaded gun, he's volunteering to pull the trigger.
Mike. I'm sure it's not as bad as it looks, Deirdre. Ken's on your side.
Don't treat me like a kid, Alma. Ken's gonna tell the jury how I begged him to go along with John's lies. Only they weren't just John's lies, were they? They were mine and all. That's just what the jury'll want to hear.
It's one piece of evidence, Deirdre. Our briefer shoots so many holes in Barlow, you'll be able to see daylight through it.
Don't lie to me, Mike. You don't think I've got a chance, do you?
There. It'll make you feel better.
I don't need a scotch. I need a miracle.
No, you don't. Everything will be all right.
Oh, Mike. Oh.
There's a way. There's always a way. Deirdre, are you awake?
What do you want, Mike?
I want to show you something.
What's all this?
That's your miracle. I booked you on a flight to Spain tonight. I phoned a mate of mine called Marty Costello. He's got a house on the Costa del Sol. He's going to look after you when you get there.
Mike, this is madness.
It is the only way, Deirdre. Barlow's stitched you right up. You're absolutely right. They won't believe a word you say once he's been in the box.
Yeah, but even if I did want to run, the police have still got my passports.
Use Alma's.
What?
Oh, they don't look at them anymore. They just wave you through.
Does Alma know about this?
You leave Alma to me.
Oh, Mike. It's not going to work. And even if it did, I'd be fleeing the country like a criminal. I'd never be able to come back again. I'd be on the run for the rest of my life.
For a lousy few £1,000. There are blokes that the law's forgotten that have done far worse than use a dodgy gold card, believe you me. All right. Perhaps you may not be able to come back to Weatherfield, but is that such a sacrifice?
What about the bail?
Oh, forget about the bail. It's only money. It's your decision. It's your life. I'm gonna pick up Alma at Furman's, and if you're not here when we get back, I'll know what you decided. The plane leaves at 10. Good luck.
What is it? Deirdre?
No, it's nothing.
You're sitting there like you're trying to work out the meaning of life.
I gave up trying to do that a long time ago.
Do you think she'll be all right on her own? Maybe we should go back.
No, not just yet. I reckon she needs a bit of space.
Hello? I want a taxi, please.
Where to?
To Manchester Airport.
Now?
Yeah, straight away.
Okay.
Mrs. Rashid?
Yes, Manchester Airport.
Holiday, is it?
No. Yes.
Wait! Deirdre, where are you going?
Don't try and stop me, Ken.
For God's sake, have you gone mad?
Let go of me!
No!
You all right, love?
Yes. Look, Ken, I've got no choice. You've seen to that. Look, if you care anything for me at all, let me go, please.
Of course I still care for you, so I can't let you do this. You'll ruin your life for good.
It's already ruined.
For God's sake, Dave, do you know what you're doing? You're jumping bail, going on the run. If you think things are bad now, what do you think it'll be like when they catch up with you?
They won't find me. Mike's fixed things with a mate of his.
Mike? Baldwin put you up to
Well,
this?
what else am I supposed to do? Spend the next 5 years slopping out? Look, just leave me alone. I'm going.
Hey, 1 minute.
That's odd. Deirdre, we're back.
She's probably gone out for a walk.
She's not here. Oh, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, of course she is.
The state she was in earlier with Ken testifying and everything.
She'll be all right.
Mike, look at this.
What?
I'm going to ring the police.
No, hang on. Well, just a minute. I mean, what do you want to do that for?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
What is?
She was suicidal. I knew we shouldn't have left her on her own for so long.
Look, will you calm down? There's nothing here that says she's going to do herself any harm, is there? And if she was going to kill herself, why go outside to do it? There's enough pills here to do the job.
So where has she gone then?
I don't know.
Oh.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
I don't see what difference it'll make. I know I shouldn't be running away, but I don't see what else I can do. Even you think I'm in it up to my neck.
Well, whatever you've done, Deirdre, I still care about you. Care more than Mike Baldwin, apparently. I mean, for God's sake, running off to Spain on Elmer's passport? It's insanity. I mean, if you got away with it, you would have sacrificed your whole life.
No! I'll be starting a new one. Instead of waiting to try and make something of what's left of it when they let me out of jail in 3 or 4 years' time.
How do you know that's what's going to happen?
Isn't it? What with John giving the performance of his life in the witness box and then you standing up and telling them all how I begged you to cover up for his lies? Tell me, Ken, what sort of chance do you give me? I'm going to check in.
No, you can't.
I can't do anything else. I've got no hope left. Nothing. Except Alma's passport and a mate of Mike's in Spain.
You're wrong, Deirdre. There are people who care about you here, friends, me. However things turn out, we'll be here for you.
Is that why you're going to stand up in court and tell them all I'm a liar?
Deirdre, I don't want to do that.
Maybe not. But that's how it looks to you, isn't it? You see, I've got to go. What sort of life have I got left round here anyway? I can never look anybody in the eye again, not after all me boasting and lording it up. Do you honestly think I would have done all that if I thought it was all just a flaming lie? I'm done with Weatherfield.
Oh, so that's it. You're running off to Spain because you're embarrassed. How am I supposed to tell Tracy that?
She'll understand.
Yes, I suppose so. I mean, after all, she's had 2 fathers walk out on her already.
She won't want a lying thief for a mother as well then, will she? Because that's what you think of me, isn't it? Oh, Ken. After all those years, you knew how neurotic I was about paying the bills on time. Even stupid things like the phone and the electricity. How could you think that I could be capable of stealing thousands of pounds? Why don't you, of all people, believe me?
I do believe you, Deirdre.
What?
You're right. I know you better than anybody. And I do believe you. Do you hear me? I believe you.
Are you just saying this to make me feel better?
I'm saying this because I believe it.
I wish you could tell that to the judge.
I'll get my chance in the witness box. I'll make him believe you. Trust me. Please.
Mike's place is supposed to be my bail address.
After what he's talked you into tonight, there's no way you're going back to Baldwin's. Now, stay here till the trial's over.
Leave it, Ken. It was just his way of trying to help. But I'm glad you came along and stopped me. Oh, right now I feel right washed out. I think this is the longest day of my life.
Of course. You go to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, for goodness sake. Will you calm down?
Now, in case you've forgotten, we are responsible for Deirdre to the court.
She's a grown woman. She can take care of herself.
Maybe she's done a runner. A case of things. Hello, Deirdre? Oh, hello, Ken. She is? Oh, the airport? Mike, he did what? I don't believe you. Just calm down. Yeah, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Fine, bye. You stupid idiot.
You've got to believe me. It's the only thing I could think of.
And you gave Deirdre my passport? What were you going to do, Mike? Wait till the next time we went on holiday and then tell me? Oh, by the way, Alma, I gave Deirdre your passport while I was helping her jump bail.
No, of course not. I was going to tell you, but Barlow phoned.
You can't shift the blame onto Ken for this.
Look, if she didn't leave the country, she was going to go down.
I'm your wife, Mike. Didn't you think about me while you were plotting Deirdre's escape?
Yes, you had nothing to do with it, so I was trying to keep you out of it.
Keep me out of the way, you mean?
No, I did what had to be done. I'd do the same for you.
Oh, would you? Well, I'd like to think that I wouldn't be fool enough to fall for a cheap lying conman the way that Deirdre did. But it looks like I did. Anyway.
So you never even suspected?
Which makes me very stupid, I know.
It makes you in love.
Well, don't knock being stupid. If we can persuade the jury to think that's what you are, so much the better. It's the prosecution who's going to want them to think that you're some sort of criminal mastermind, the brains behind all this. No. In this case, stupid equals innocent.
Oh, well, I should get off then.
OK, so this man, Lindsay, what do you think about him now?
Well, I...
Still love him?
No.
Hate him?
I just feel like I never even knew him, which is weird, considering it's someone I was about to marry.
What I'm saying is one of you is going to go to jail. Now, our job is to make sure it's him. So if you've any thoughts of saving him...
No.
She hasn't.
Or not wanting to see him presented in court as a monster.
Which is what he is.
Not wanting to see him humiliated in front of his wife and children. Made to admit his guilt, face up to the terrible things he's done. Well, you do want all this to happen, don't you?
Yes.
You don't sound too sure.
What Stuart's saying is you can't defend yourself and this man.
I don't want to defend him.
You want him to pay for what he's done?
Yes.
You want him to go to prison?
Well, I suppose.
Do you or don't you want him to go to prison?
I do, yes.
You want him in prison for revenge. This man is your enemy. He was all along, but you didn't know it. And this trial is going to be you facing him. Both of you trying to convince the jury that the other was to blame. You go soft on him, and he'll win. Because one thing's for sure. He's not going to go soft on you. He's going to paint you as the Wicked Witch of the West, which, OK, won't matter, so long as you paint him as the evil, manipulative, and totally selfish monster that he is. You going to do that?
I'll try.
Oh, hi, Deirdre. You all right?
What's the trouble? Just a bit shocked, that's all. Frankie Stillman just rang. The date of the court case has been changed.
To when?
It starts on Monday.